Thank you to all the uh, speakers who have spoken to the reality and the human consequences of the silence of international community, the large silence of the international community to the human rights crisis in Egypt, and to the price of the human cost of what silencing a country of people looks like. Um, we have a situation that I think has been outlined by many of the speakers where the economic crisis in the country and the human rights crisis are deeply interlinked. But we have a situation where internationally they're not by the international community. Largely, economic aid and assistance is given with very little, if any, conditionality on human rights. Even when such conditionality exists, it is almost never forcefully implemented. This approach has been said by many on this panel and by many outside of this room, is leading toward a likely catastrophe in the country. Until such time as tools like the Human Rights Council and human rights conditionality begin to be used in a serious manner, I fear what the international community is doing and the way in which it's approaching Egypt is only encouraging a corrupt, highly autocratic regime that has overseen the steady decline of the economic standards of the country and a continued reliance on brutal repression in order to do away with any economic or political competition in the country. This is a short-sighted approach, one based upon short-sighted trade-offs that will ultimately lead to a situation where even further instability and repercussions for the international community occurs. I think even when I speak to diplomats and policy makers in capitals, they admit this, and then they tell me, "But our politicians don't see the big picture sometimes, and that's just the way it is." So I think it's up to us to begin to make sure that the voices of those who have spoken today and elsewhere are heard in capitals, are heard here, and that the Human Rights Council and other tools are actually utilized to begin to actually raise consequences for the government beyond providing them with unconditional economic support. This is the way out. This is it's clearer and clearer by the day. And the question is only when and if the international community will realize this before it's too late. Thank you.